I'm going to start with Rob. Rob, we've talked many times before, man. Last time we talked, it was actually right outside of the cage after your big win. And you said, Jake, I said, what's next? You said, Jake, either a title fight or the UFC. You got your title fight. So one, how good does that feel? And two, UFC still next? Is that the plan?
Yeah, first of all, it feels amazing to get what I asked for. I mean, that's the plan, but I'm not looking past my opponent. My opponent's very skilled. So I'm looking at him as as a huge challenge in my career. And then, if all goes well, then we'll see where it goes after the fight's over.
And then Morquez taking on Rob. I've never talked to you before, so it's nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. But I did see your absolute war with Nick Caracappa, and you're a very exciting fighter, a wrecking force in Cage Fury, undefeated. So, how do you like this matchup for, in my opinion, a well-deserving title fight?
I love it, man. I think it's gonna be more entertaining actually. Robert's very skillful and he trains with Burgos. I train with Billy Q. I don't know if you guys seen that fight, so I expect it to be a banger. I think that we had the potential to be main event as well. So I think it's gonna be a great fight.
I like
Oh,
this guy.
absolutely.
He's smart. I like this guy.
Good. I like the polite banner. It always makes me feel a little more comfortable than the unpolite banner. So I'm excited for this fight too, guys. It's going to be a good one and could very well be main event on any card as well. And I want to kick it now to the featured prelim. CJ, also someone who I've talked to many a times and I've seen fight many a time. Something I notice after every fight, or even during every fight, before every fight, is the crowd bump you get, man. You're a hometown favorite every time. You sell out the Hard Rock. It's not going to be any different this time around. So, like, what does that energy do to you inside the cage?
Yeah, man, I'm all about comfort, having that home team. If you can take advantage of it, take advantage of it. Even going down to Tampa the one time, I had a good little crowd with me, and it's just it goes to show to the people that support me. I always fuel off their energy, and anytime I can take advantage of that, you got to take advantage of that. You got a tough opponent coming up, and you got to be ready to scrap. But it helps having an army behind you. So I can't thank my supporters enough for helping me, sell out. I don't know if we're sold out fully yet in the CFFC event, but I know they always come damn close to it, and I look forward to just having a war and putting on a show for them in front of my friends and family.
And then, Kevin, this is also our first time talking. Something I noticed off the bat, which everyone watching will see in a second. I love the aura. I also love the aura and all the fights I've seen of yours. So, does fighting behind enemy lines get to you at all? And how do you feel about this CJ matchup?
Like I said in my last post-fight press conference, it doesn't matter where I fight. The moon, Antarctica, his backyard, my backyard. The champ is coming, and he's going to show up and put on a show April 12th. And New Jersey's not going to forget this.
Love it, man. I'm excited for this fight too. And then moving on to our featured fighter, Eric Nighttime Nolan. Eric, we talked a couple weeks ago, and I want to ask you a question I asked you then because I feel like people really, I love the answer. I want people to hear the answer. If it's changed, no worries. It's not scripted or anything, but I just want to talk about your mindset going into this fight, coming off of a loss with such close scorecards. Like, how are you feeling going into this fight? Because when we talked, I got the impression you were a little more hungry, a little more mean, like you were talking about a knockout. So just tell me about the mindset.
Yeah, can't leave it to the judges. Like I said, I thought I did enough to get the win, but scorecards didn't go my way. But now I have something to prove. I'm not a 4-3 fighter. That's where I'm at right now, but I know I'm way better than that. I've been training my ass off, and I am going to get the knockout.
Excited to see it, man. Excited to see it. And then last from me, we're going to head to our special guest, Miranda Granger. Miranda, always a pleasure talking. Something I'm curious about to get, a little insider perspective. Tell me about this card. Because from my perspective, this is one of the biggest cards Cage Fury's ever put on. 3 title fights at the moment. It's insane. So what can fans expect on April 12th?
Fans can expect probably one of the best cards that we'll ever put on. I think as a team, we had a really hard time even deciding what was going to be prelims and what was going to be main event, just because I think every single fight on this card could be co-main event, main event quality. So I'm really excited and it's been great. I love all the guys on this card. So I'm excited to see what they do.
And then I have one more while I have you. Aside from you posting, sourdough and cage fury stuff on your story, you also post a lot of training stuff, and I feel like you've been amping it up lately. We ever going to see you fight again? Is that a possibility?
We'll see. It's not completely out of the realm. I gave Rob a couple opponents and I told him that if he could get these opponents, I would be willing to consider it again. So not completely out of the question, but yes, I have been training a lot more.
Well, as long as I'm not on that list, that excites me a lot. So